But Lyles is never to be denied his shining moment. He has the last word.
Sha'Carri Richardson under pressure here. It is going to be a gold for the United States.
The rain in Tokyo did not slow Team USA down. It fueled them. At the 2025 World Athletics Championships, the United States stormed through the men's and women's 4x100-meter relays and left the rest of the world chasing shadows. Clean handoffs, blazing speed, total control under pressure. These were not lucky wins. They were statements of dominance that capped a historic medal run and reminded everyone who owns sprint relays. The women's 4x100 meters was a drama-filled sprint to glory. In challenging conditions, the U.S. quartet delivered an electric performance. The race began with a heavyweight showdown. Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, fresh off her victories in the 100 meters and 200 meters, lined up against the legendary Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce of Jamaica. Their exchange was nearly dead even, but it was just the beginning. T.T. Terry roared down the backstretch, setting up Kayla White for the curve. White, navigating slick conditions, passed the baton cleanly to Sha'Carri Richardson. With a deficit to erase, Richardson dug deep, powering past Jamaica's Jonelle Smith and surging to the finish line in 41.75 seconds, just 0.04 seconds ahead of the Jamaicans. It was the third straight World Championship gold in this event for the U.S., cementing their dominance. For Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, the anchor of this women's team, the gold marked her third of the championship, having already stunned the world with wins in both the 100 meters and 200 meters. She became only the second woman in history to claim all three titles at a single World Championships, joining the elite company of Jamaica's Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. The men's 4x100 meters followed, and the U.S. squad was equally hungry. Christian Coleman exploded out of the blocks, giving the team an early advantage. Kenny Bednarek took the baton on the backstretch, expertly holding his line despite close calls from a chaotic Dutch handoff in the adjacent lane. Courtney Lindsay, flying through the curve, widened the lead, and then came Noah Lyles. The newly crowned 200-meter world champion needed no invitation. He burned down the home stretch, finishing in 37.29 seconds, the fifth fastest time in history. Canada finished second in 37.55, with the Netherlands earning bronze in a national record 37.81. This performance wasn't just another gold, it was a statement. Lyles and Coleman had also been part of the victorious team at the previous World Championships, making this back-to-back global wins for a U.S. men's squad that once struggled with relay consistency. With this win, they reminded the world of their legacy. But it wasn't just the sprint relays that dazzled.
But it is Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone and gold for the U.S. team in the women's 4x400.
The U.S. women's 4x400 meters team delivered a stunning finish to the championships. Featuring Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone on anchor, the newly crowned 400 meters world champion and American record holder, the team was simply untouchable. Isabella Whitaker led off with a controlled 50.12 split. Lynna Irby-Jackson, a key member of the mixed 4x400-meter gold squad, took the baton and delivered a sensational 48.71, opening a massive gap over Jamaica. NCAA star Aaliyah Butler followed with a smooth 49.96 before handing off to McLaughlin-Levrone. Sydney didn't just protect the lead, she annihilated the field, clocking a 47.82 anchor split and crossing the line in 3 minutes 16.61 seconds, a meet record and the fifth fastest time in history. That 4x400 meters victory marked the U.S. women's 11th gold in the event at the World Championships and returned the title to American hands after the Netherlands won in Budapest. McLaughlin-Levrone's split was the exclamation mark on a championships where she had already stunned the world with her 47.78 individual 400 meters, second only to Marita Koch's all-time mark. On the men's side, the 4x400-meter relay didn't quite hit the same euphoric highs, but still delivered a silver.
They're all closing. The American might be caught. Botswana by a whisker. What a race. What a week.
Veteran Vernon Norwood started strong, followed by Jackery Patterson, Caleb McRae, and 400-meter hurdles champion Rai Benjamin. They battled Botswana in an unforgettable showdown. Though Benjamin led into the final straight, Botswana's Colin Kebinachipi overtook him in the last 50 meters. The U.S. still clocked 2 minutes 57.83 seconds, just 0.07 seconds, shy of gold. The relay dominance was part of a larger theme. Team USATF closed the meet with 26 total medals, 16 of them gold, a new American record. The team had never won more golds at a world championships. Stars emerged, veterans delivered, and rising names made their mark on history. Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, beyond her sprint triple crown, emerged as the face of the championships. Her 10.61 in the 100 meters was a meet record, and her 21.69 in the 200 meters proved she was no fluke. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone continued to evolve, shifting from hurdles dominance to flat 400-meter supremacy. Noah Lyles silenced doubters with a stunning 19.52 to win the 200-meter, then anchored the 4 by 100-meter to gold. Rai Benjamin dominated the 400-meter hurdles with a world-leading 46.52. Distance events were another pleasant surprise. Cole Hawker's 5,000-meter victory capped a thrilling final lap, where he blazed past a crowded pack to claim gold in 12 minutes 58.30 seconds. His 25.50 final 200 meters and 12.51 last 100 meters showed world-class speed. Sage Hurta-Klecker ran a lifetime best of 1 minute 55.89 seconds in the 800 meters, becoming the third fastest American woman in history, finishing fifth behind a meet record 1 minute 54.62 seconds by Kenya's Lillian Odira. No less impressive was the mixed 4x400-meter relay, where Team USA tied the meet record of 3 minutes 8.80 seconds. Led by Bryce Deadman, Lynna Irby-Jackson, Genoa McIver, and Alexis Holmes. The team outpaced fierce rivals with an aggressive start and clutch finishing leg. In a championship full of headlines, perhaps none were as symbolic as the relay victories. Relay success doesn't come down to one superstar. It demands cohesion, chemistry, trust, and flawless execution. Team USA brought all of that and more. In recent years, American relays had seen inconsistency and painful baton drops, but in Tokyo, the narrative was changed. These teams were sharp, synchronized, and hungry. Richardson's anchor was especially poetic. Just a few seasons ago, she was mired in off-track drama, missing Olympic opportunities. Now she stood atop the podium, holding off the Jamaican surge and delivering for her team under pressure. Lyles likewise came into 2025 with a point to prove. Critics questioned his range. He responded with unmatched speed, poise, and passion. These athletes didn't just win races, they redeemed narratives. They elevated teammates, they lit up Tokyo's national stadium, and left fans around the world inspired. In every exchange zone, through every storm-soaked stride, the message was clear. This is the new standard. Team USA didn't just survive the pressure of global expectations, they embraced it. In the face of rain, rivalry, and history, they delivered performances that redefined excellence. From the very first gun to the final relay exchange, Team USA's presence in Tokyo was a demonstration of what happens when potential meets execution. The athletes weren't just running for themselves, they were carrying the weight of legacy. Each baton pass echoed decades of American sprint tradition, but with a new energy. The sprinters, hurdlers, and distance runners combined to form one of the most balanced teams ever fielded by the U.S. Beyond medals, the Tokyo Championships were a statement of culture. From hair to uniforms, body language to post-race celebrations, Team USA embodied confidence without arrogance. They supported each other, and they ran like a unit. When Richardson hugged Jefferson-Wooden after their gold-winning race, it wasn't just a moment, it was a symbol of mutual respect, of comeback stories, of resilience. And with young talent surging into the spotlight, names like Courtney Lindsay, Aaliyah Butler, and Sage Hurta-Klecker, the future is just as promising. With seasoned veterans like Lyles, McLaughlin-Levrone, and Benjamin leading the charge, U.S. track and field isn't simply surviving the post-Bolt era, it's thriving. This was the championship that proved it. The United States still owns the relay, and they're not letting go anytime soon.